Guided meditation to stop negative self-talk. Hello. Welcome to Meditation for Good channel. And this is a guided meditation that will help you tame your inner critic. This inner critic the one with which you sometimes find yourself talking to, is a really important feature built into your mind. It is a guided voice that facilitates the decision-making process. And keeps you motivated towards your goals. Despite its utility, your inner critic is highly prone to give in to excessive negativity. It tends to use your negative energy and uses it to send you negative feedback, which creates more negative energy. This process of having severely negative internal monologue under the push of anxiety and the negative emotions that stem from it, it is called negative self-talk. It is very easy for your anxiety to take charge of your inner critic. Fortunately, we have the gift of meditation at our disposal. So let's get into a nice, upright position. Sit down on the floor, on a cushion, or in a chair. Bring your feet flat on the floor and place both of your hands into your lap. Try not to snuggle up or lean back into the chair. We need to be leaning forward a tad bit instead. Keeping your ears in a parallel alignment horizontally with your shoulders. And your shoulders in line with the hips. And if you find it generally difficult to sit straight, that's fine. You may lay down flat on a bed in that case. To begin this session, gently close your eyes. And simply gaze upon this pitch black darkness before your eyes for a moment. Allow your mind to conjure up a small red dot into this darkness. Stare at this dot. And drown out the mental clutter. to come and join this stillness. Let go of any strong emotions and thoughts. And just focus on my voice. Just listen to me. And look at the dot in the pitch black void. This red dot isn't really that important. What's important is where your mind is taking you. Did you get distracted by your own mind? If so, where did your attention drift off to? Perhaps it was a mundane thought. Like getting a haircut. Or maybe your inner critic interrupted you. To remind you of something else you ought to be doing. What did you feel when I pointed out that you got distracted? What did your inner critic tell you? Did you feel bad? Frustrated with yourself that you couldn't pay attention? No matter the thoughts going on in your head right now, simply be mindful of them and don't try to resist them. Just acknowledge these thoughts and choose to disengage with them. Simply notice their presence. And gently let them pass you by. If a particular thought continues to bother you, take a moment to remind yourself that thoughts and feelings aren't always reality. That you are not your thoughts or emotions. Realize that thoughts can be skewed under the overbearing emotions. That's what seems to be an astute and accurate observation. If you look at yourself and you see flaws, weaknesses, then you're seeing through the right lens. All you have to do is change your perspective. And take a fresh look at things. The more you tell yourself you can't do something, the more you believe it. the more you tell yourself that you have nothing but flaws. The more you lose your self-esteem and confidence. If you're listening to this, chances are that there are hundreds and thousands of people around the world who would switch lives with you in a heartbeat. It might be true that you've been dealt a bad hand in life. And that you might have failed to play them to your strengths. The truth is that you have an amazing head start in life. Above a significant chunk of the world's population. It's easy to forget about this. Especially when we get wrapped up in our emotions so easily. But it is a fact that you should remind yourself whenever your mind begins to ruminate. That no matter how many flaws you see in yourself, you have strengths to compensate for these flaws. So whenever you catch yourself entertaining these thoughts, remind yourself that it is just your anxiety acting up. And that you're well aware of your strengths that play into your life. Ruminations are like a ball rolling down a hill. The longer it rolls down the hill, the more speed it picks up. And the more momentum it gains. The harder it would be to stop it later. So always nip these cycles right in the bud. Listen to the nature of your thoughts. The intensity they bring with them. Be on the lookout for words like I hate, I can't, or phrases along the line of I'm good for nothing. Everybody makes mistakes. Yet, we always tend to exaggerate our mistakes. Calling yourself an idiot under momentary frustration is one of these exaggerations. This simple "I'm an idiot" triggers a chain of negative thoughts that just grows and grows. There's this instinct to categorize in human beings and it lends itself to this negative cycle. By putting this label on yourself, you're setting an expectation of yourself. An expectation that you're likely to make the same mistake again in the future. So always be on the lookout for that. Whenever you catch yourself saying something like, "I'm an idiot," take a moment to change it into, "I am not understanding this right now." You have what it takes to succeed eventually. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to make mistakes. It doesn't make you one thing or another if you catch yourself making the same mistake twice. And with that, let's end this session here. Take a deep breath in. Hold on to it for a moment. And as you breathe out, gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in today's meditation. I'll see you in the next session.